Hey guys, welcome back to my channel, and we're continuing with a look back at the 1978 science fiction television series Battlestar Galactica, the original Battlestar Galactica. I keep saying that, I don't know why it just comes out of my mouth. But yeah, I want people to be able to distinguish here. Yes, I know the 2003 miniseries and the 2004 television series of the reboot Battlestar Galactica, or the reimagined Battlestar Galactica, heralded by Ronald D. Moore, is more popular and is probably and has won a lot more critically acclaimed and has won a lot of awards. And yes, the acting probably, and based on the number of awesome acting abilities, the acting was much better. However, my heart is always with the 1978 series, the original one, and that's why I want to distinguish between these two. So we come to episode number 14, which is probably my second least favorite episode, and this is another one that I have skipped a couple of times in my rewatches. I think, this, like I mentioned, this is probably number 5 or number 6 of my rewatch for the series in entirety. And yeah, I have skipped this at least a couple of times, but this time, yes, I wanted to watch it once again. And to be honest, I actually found it to be not as bad as I thought it was, or as boring as I thought it would be. So episode number 14 is called Fire in Space. I'm not sure about the rest of you, whether you like it as much as some of the other episodes, but this is one of my least favorites, I would say. So basically, when some of the Vipers are out on patrol, they expect to run into a small group of Cylons raiders. However, it turns to be a much bigger one. They send out more Vipers, and they're in order to destroy them. However, they find that they're able to easily destroy the Cylons raiders. They aren't seen to be attacking back, which is odd. But then they realize why they're doing it. They all just basically passing the Vipers and heading out to the Galactica in kind of like, I can't call it suicide missions because they're not actually living. But yes, they go and ram into the Galactica. The intention is to destroy or at least damage it as much as possible, so it can't go as fast as it can and cannot as it normally can. Sorry. So this causes fires in several areas of the ship, including one area where it's just outside the rejuvenation center, where Athena and Boxey were there to relax and unwind, and Boomer, who was off duty at that time, he was given 24 hours to rest and relax. He also came to have a little fun in their rejuvenation center, along with say roughly around 20 people. They're all stuck. They're stuck there, and the room starts filling up with smoke, and then it pretty soon catches on fire. Because of the explosion, certain other parts of the ship are also destroyed, including the main bridge where Adama is badly injured and he has to be taken to the hospital, in the sick bay area. So I'm not going to go too much into depth in this, because basically the rest of the movie is them trying to rescue them, and Boomer is mainly in charge of trying to get the rest of the people who are stuck with him in the rejuvenation center to safety, and make sure that Athena and Boxey are also safe. There is a good scene because Boxey's that robotic Daggett, Muffy too. Muffy, he has been trained to sniff out mushies. Mushies is, as far as I can understand, a delicacy on, but delicacy for the colonials, and they have less of it in stock. So it's kind of a rare thing for people to enjoy it. And Boxey is very fond of it, so he actually trained Muffy to go and sniff it out and find it. And that's how they actually were able to get. They needed to get some oxygen masks onto the survivors. The only way was for having Muffy go through the air ducts, and how they're able to guide him to the bridge where they're having the masks. They get a plate of mushies and they keep it at the vent, so that he comes to it. How the heck is a robot going to sniff it out? I have no clue. But oh yeah, if I've not mentioned this before, the robot Muffy is actually a chimpanzee inside, a trained chimpanzee. But yeah, of course he would be able to smell, but I don't know how a robot Muffy could actually smell it. So and then he's able to get the mask. They are able to I think there are a few people who do die in this particular thing, but they don't mention them. I mean, it's nobody who is, none of the main characters definitely. Adama is now going to be well. The people in the rejuvenation center also are rescued, and Boxy and Athena are pretty much saved, thanks to Boomer and thanks to Muffy as well, and thanks to the ingenuity of Boxy to train his robot Daggett. Okay, so there is a scene where also Apollo and Starbuck have to blow up part of the ship from outside, because that will allow the fire to evacuate or something like that, something that they do, and you can actually see them in the EVA suits, and they do their spacewalk and stuff, which is pretty nice. But overall, I think I may have forgotten to mention this particular recurring actor is George Murdoch, who plays Dr. Salek, and he is in some of the episodes. George Murdoch is also famous for playing the god entity in Star Trek V, and for me, the first time I actually remember seeing this actor was as Laszlo Gabo in a short-lived television series, Water Country. It was basically the American version of Mind Your Language. They tried to replicate the success of Mind Your Language in the 80s. Instead of that in America instead of the UK, and along with George Murdoch, we also had Vijay Amitraj, an Indian legendary tennis player, and then he's been doing commentary for a very long time, who also was in Star Trek in The Voyage Home for a brief moment as a captain. So yeah, that's basically Fire in Space. Like I mentioned, even though it's my second least favorite episode, I think this time around I think I enjoyed it a little bit more. But yeah, just want to see if there's some questions that you can actually get from this particular episode. They actually don't show any of the other ships, so how come the other ships didn't get attacked? But it looks like the Cylon Raiders basically made a beehive for the Galactica. They could have actually tried and destroyed some of the other surviving ships. What else? I think that's about it. Nothing major about it. It's the major about this episode other than the fact that they have to rescue people who are stuck because of the fire, and that's the entire episode. So this is much shorter than the other videos, I guess. Give it a rating. I would probably give this a 6.5 out of 10. It's not my favorite, like I mentioned, but yeah, it is kind of growing on me as I rewatch it again and again. And definitely in my next rewatch, which probably is going to be a couple of years from now, I may not skip it like this time, but I will skip the other one, which is the Magnificent Warrior. So anywho, that's me done for tonight. I've done 3 videos already today, and I am exhausted, and I plan to go to bed pretty soon. So Arrivederci, and I will catch you guys on the next Battlestar Galactica episode review. Good night.